Hello and welcome. In today's video, we're going to go over 3 ways to grade in Moodle 4.5. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure that your editing mode is on. And then we're going to start out looking at the Moodle grader, which is our first way to grade. You are going to navigate to whichever assignment it is that you are looking to grade in your Moodle course. Select that assignment. And if you've used this feature before, I want to point out that there used to be 2 buttons here, one for grade and one that said view submissions, which would give you a list of your students, what they've turned in and when. This button is now up at the top in one of the tabs. So if you click on the submissions tab, that will take you to the view of your list of students, when they turned it in, what they turned in. You can download things from this setting. You can also add some feedback from this setting as well if you like to do it. It's just kind of a small area in which to do it. If you come back out to the assignment, I want to show you the Moodle grader. So you will hit the grade button, and this takes you to single user views of each of your students' submissions. So as you noticed, this first student didn't submit anything, so I'm going to just toggle to the next student who did. In this setting, you will see a preview of what your student has turned in. You can scroll down and up to see the whole page. You can scroll pages by using this little feature up in the top left. There are other editing tools up here that we will demonstrate in a separate video. To the right, you are going to see whatever submission settings that you placed in your course, you will find it here. So first of all, you will find the document itself that you can download. If you made this a Turnitin assignment, you will find that score here. You can select that score to find the report. If you have not graded this yet, you will find an open field for you to add the score. If you selected it in your settings to have feedback comments, that will show up here in a full-size text editing box. If you selected it in your settings for feedback files, you can do a drag and drop of, let's say, a rubric that you want to upload for your students. And then finally, if you selected feedback Poodle, this is a way that you can add an audio recording of feedback for your students. And I will say that it's kind of cool to hear your faculty member talk about your work and their thoughts about it. So you have lots of ways that you can grade right here in this Moodle grader setting. Once you have this all filled out the way you want to, save and show next will take you to the next student. Whatever you do, don't forget to save your changes. If you don't do that, you'll be doing it all over again. All right, so now I want to take you to the second way to grade. The second and third ways actually happen in the gradebook itself. So you're going to find your grades tab and select, and you will see your normal gradebook view here. I want to take a moment to make sure that you realize that if your editing mode is not on, then you will not be able to edit anything in your gradebook. So if you're having trouble, check this editing mode first and then see if that didn't help anything. All right, so from this view, you are probably used to seeing one box for the score and a separate box for the feedback. That feedback box is still here, it's just in a different space. So to get to that space, you're going to select the 3-dot menu and then find Edit Grade. This takes you to a single user view of that assignment for your student. You don't see what they have submitted here, of course. This is through the gradebook, so it's just a little bit different, but you can add their score, and then you have a full-size text editor in this space to use to add any written feedback that you might have. An advantage to this full-size text editor versus the very small field that was there previously is that you can see a whole lot more of what you're writing. You can also add an audio recording as your feedback. You could add a video recording of your feedback. You could also add a UJA video if you have UJA videos or a video in your UJA account used for feedback. You could add that through here. Once you're finished, you're going to save your changes, which will take you back to the grade book where you can select the next student's grade. Now, this may feel like a lot of steps to grade 1 student's assignment. So if you want a simpler, more comprehensive view from your grade book, there is a way to do that as well. In your grader in your grade book, you're going to find Grader Report up here. There's a drop-down menu. Open it up and choose Single View. Now, in this setting, you can either view by user. So you would say, if you want to see the user, you would find the user that you want to see all of the assignments for, or you can select by grade item, which will give you a drop-down menu of the assignments that you want to grade. I'm going to choose this one because I know that it hasn't been graded yet, and I want to show how that works first. So for your student, you can add your score and your feedback all in the same place. The difference is that this feedback space is not a full-size text editor, so you can only add typed feedback here. But you do have all of it in the same place at the same time with all of your students in the same place. So this kind of looks more like what you might be used to seeing in the old Moodle. I do want to show you what it looks like if you have already graded and you're in this view, what you need to do to make sure that you can do what you need to do. In this setting, if you don't have if you've already written something, then you can't get to it unless you click on this override button. Once you select override, it makes those fields editable for you so that you can make your changes. This is also something that happens in the Grader Report view as well. So if you're in Grader Report and you need to make a change or add some feedback from this view, you would go into the 3 dots, edit grade, and here is uneditable unless the overridden button is selected, which then makes those fields editable. This might seem scary because it says overridden, but your students don't see anything that says overridden. So you will simply click that button and make your changes. Your students don't see anything different in their gradebook. This is simply meant as a fail-safe so that people don't end up making changes to a grade that they didn't intend. So it's sort of an insurance policy that you know that you're making a change. So making sure that that overridden button is selected, then you can make a change, save your changes, of course, and then that will take you back to your gradebook where we were before. There you go, 3 ways to grade: Moodle Grader, Grader Report, and Single View. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this helped. Thanks.